So recall that the distributive property is really about addition and multiplication. But, as we mentioned earlier, subtraction is just addition in disguise, so the distributive property also applies to subtraction. There's another operation that's like that, though. It's also true that division is multiplication in disguise, so the distributive property also applies to division, with a qualification that I just left a big blank for. Let's say I have 4 plus 6 divided by 2, which I could also write in fraction notation as 4 plus 6 over 2. Now I'm doing this with an expression involving only numbers, so that we can see that everything has actually worked. What do I mean? Well, we can actually work this out just following the order of operations. 4 plus 6 divided by 2 is 10 divided by 2 is 5. We know that any expression that's equivalent to this will also give us 5. But we know that dividing by 2 is the same as multiplying by a half. And now applying the distributive property, I have 4 times a half plus 6 times a half. Multiplying by a half is just dividing by 2. So I have 4 divided by 2 plus 6 divided by 2. So 2 plus 3 is 5. As a shortcut, we can think of this as distributing the division by 2. So 4 plus 6 divided by 2 is 4 divided by 2 plus 6 divided by 2 is 2 plus 3 equals 5. Now we're really going to be interested in this when we have variable expressions. We're just doing this with an arithmetic expression to see that it works. Does it work the other way around? If we're dividing by a sum, let's say we have 12 divided by 1 plus 2, or in fraction notation, 12 over 1 plus 2. Working this out, 12 divided by 1 plus 2, that's 12 divided by 3, that's 4. I think it's pretty easy to see that we can't distribute the 12 here. 12 divided by 1 plus 12 divided by 2 is 12 plus 6 is 18, which is different from 4. And that makes sense. 12 divided by 1 plus 2 is 12 times 1 over 1 plus 2, which does not equal 12 times 1 plus a half. 1 over 1 plus 2 doesn't equal 1 over 1 plus 1 over 2. So we can apply the distributive property to division as long as the sum is in the dividend, or in fraction notation in the numerator. If we have a sum divided by something, we can distribute the division. So this gives us 8 different versions of the distributive property that all mean basically the same thing. So we have the ones with multiplication, and then we have one with division and addition, one with division and subtraction, and then the same properties but written in fraction notation. These are all saying the same thing, just arranged differently.